Hi there, I'm Chi Yin. I'm a photographer based in China. I'm in rural Shanxi province in China's northwest, in a remote mountainous area called Hongjun village. I'm here with the family of gold miner He Quangui, and he's been suffering from a disease called silicosis for the past 9 years. I've been coming to this home for 2 years, off and on, and I'm doing a project on silicosis, which is China's leading occupational disease. It affects an estimated 6 million workers in China, and it's basically a disease which miners get from blasting rock inside the mines. And what happens is the silica dust gets lodged in their lungs and starts to act up some 10 to 15 years later. And it causes their lungs to slowly turn into rock, which makes it impossible for them to breathe. So they die a very slow death, and many of them simply suffocate and die in the end. I chose to do this project because I feel it's an underreported story. Although it's China's leading occupational disease, it's been somewhat of a sensitive topic. It affects a large number of workers, and the vast majority of them are migrant workers with no employment paperwork and no access to good healthcare or legal aid. What I've come to realize is this is not a terminal disease. It's irreversible once you get it, but with treatment, it can be managed. And it's really terminal only for the poor. I've seen miners from state-owned mines who are in hospital once they are diagnosed with this disease, and they get medical care, they get a wage, and what happens is they actually can live to 60 or 70. So in effect, this disease does not necessarily have an effect on life expectancy. But for migrant workers like Mr. He and his compatriots, they typically die in their 30s or early 40s because they are migrant workers and they have no salary. They cannot prove their employment relationship with the mine owners that they had worked for, and they get next to no help from the government, and they basically die a slow death with no money to seek treatment. Why I've chosen to focus on this one family is because I feel that telling the story up close and in an intimate way can help to maybe move people and hopefully move people to action for this disease that affects a large number of people in China. It's also a global health disease because it affects workers all over the world, and it's making a bit of a comeback even in the United States, affecting coal miners there mainly. And also what's moved me deeply about this family is the tremendous love story between Mr. He and his wife. They have a very unusually affectionate relationship between themselves and with their son as well. So I've been very moved by their love story, and Mr. He has lived for much longer than expected. Doctors expected him to go some 2 years ago, close to when I met him, and I've watched him slowly deteriorate. I've spent time with him in hospital, watching him get lung surgery. I've watched him come very close to death a few times. I've watched him literally run out of air and suffocate on his bed in his home, and it's been tremendously difficult. I've cried a whole lot for this man and his family, and it's been emotionally difficult as a photographer, as a documentarian, but I hope it's a meaningful story that will move others as well. Thanks very much.